Hey folks, this is Gray here, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 canned meats for your prepper pantry. All right, so before we get into my top 5, and again I want to reiterate my top 5, and the reason I say this is because everybody has different specifics on what they look for when they're stocking their prepper pantry. That could be either the brand, it could be the nutrition, it could be the price. There could be a lot of different scenarios where people find specific things that they like. So at the conclusion of this video, what I hope that you guys can do for me is down in the comment section, I'd like to hear your perspective on what is your favorite canned meat for your prepper pantry. Is it the brand? Are you loyal to a specific brand and why? Is it the nutrition in that can? Do you steer away from other brands because either too much salt or not enough nutrition or not enough protein or the taste and texture and whatnot? And anything else that you'd like to add to this, because outside of just hearing my top 5, I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys in regards to what some of your favorites are when it comes to canned meats. And we're specifically talking about canned foods that you can buy at a store, online, or wherever you happen to purchase these products at, outside of, let's say, canning your own meat from home, buying meat and pressure canning it and whatnot. All right, so enough of me jabbering at the jaw. Let's go over my top 5, and then we'll wrap it up with me and a final thought. All right, folks, so we're not going to go in any specific order. I'm just going to go over each of my top 5 and kind of give you some specifics on each one and why I choose specific brands in regards to also recipe ideas and things that you can do with it. So let's start with number 1, ground beef. Reason I like ground beef specifically is because you can do a lot with your recipes. So stocking something like ground beef, you can do spaghettis, casseroles, sloppy joes, and various other ideas from shepherd's pies, and the list goes on. There's just so much you can do with ground beef. Now, some folks may ask, why do I choose the brand Keystone? And no, I'm not an affiliate with Keystone. I just like their stuff. There's several different reasons. I'm a label reader. I don't know how many other folks out there are label readers, but if you look at here, this is the ingredients in this can. It's just beef and sea salt. That's it. Fully cooked beef in here. If you had to, you can eat it right out of the can. That's why I choose Keystone. It is a bit more on the pricier side than some of your other meats out there, but to me, it's one of the best. So that being said, in regards to Keystone, you're going to see a lot of Keystone in this video, but there's other options when it comes to stuff, let's say like chicken. But again, it's just the ingredients in the Keystone. But when you're shopping on a budget, you can use other brands. Like I said, just Keystone is one of my favorite ones. But number 2 for my list of canned meats is going to be chicken. Now there's other chicken out there like the Brooksdale that I get from Aldi's that's pretty good. Like again, if you read the ingredients on here, it's not too bad in regards to the ingredients in here. And this is a large can that you can get at a decent price. So be it if you're doing the chicken through Brookdale or Keystone, I think chicken makes a great addition to your prepper pantry. It has good protein. Again, you can do lots of stuff with your recipes in regards to chicken. So I look at things that you can add to this. You can add this to rice and beans. You can just do a lot of different things with chicken itself. And then kind of moving into staying in the same realm of things, we're going to talk about a different bird that I want to add to this list. So the other flying creature that I like is turkey. Turkey is a low-fat, high-protein, dense food. And folks, I don't want you to think that this is all Keystone. This is just, like I said, one of the preferred brands that I like to use. And they have a variety of canned goods in regards to canned meats. And it's just one of the best sources for canned protein that I can find in the market. Again, like I said, it's a little bit pricier, but anything, when I'm talking about turkey or beef or chicken or whatever I go over in this video, it doesn't have to be Keystone. It could be whatever that you can afford or whatever you can stock. These are just kind of giving you an idea of the type of meats or my top 5 meats in regards to stocking up your prepper pantry. But I love turkey. Again, turkey comes in handy. A lot of folks only eat turkey, let's say, on Thanksgiving or specific holidays and whatnot. But I personally eat turkey a lot just because I eat turkey salads, just like you would have a chicken salad, and the list goes on. I don't want to make this video too long and go too deep into it because, folks get mad when you ramble on too much. But again, I think turkey makes a great addition to anybody's prepper pantry if you're looking for a low-fat, high-protein, kind of a healthy meat in regards to turkey. Now, some folks have variations on what they can and cannot eat. Again, some people may not like beef. Some people may prefer turkey. Like for instance, let's say versus ground beef, you have a beef that you can use, and some people prefer this beef versus a ground beef, or versus eating something like turkey. But you have variations, and these are just kind of ideas for you folks out there in regards to my top 5 meats for canned goods. All right, so let's move to things in the sea. Another great one is salmon. Now, I've noticed the Wild Planet salmon is actually pretty good. Most of the time I find this on Amazon. Sometimes I find it in specific grocers. I have it on one of those, order lists where it just keeps on coming in. I forget the specific name of it, but you can do that. I wanted you to guys take a look at that, label there so you can kind of get an idea. Some folks may want to freeze frame this or, look at the specifics on the label on this food. But again, this is a high dense kind of protein food. And that's where I'm really looking with a lot of this thing is the protein amounts in the foods that are in the can. Some people don't like canned goods because of the fact of salt or preservatives and whatnot. So I try to find the best ones that I can find. Now this one here says skinless and boneless, sustainably caught in the Pacific. Like I said, if some of that matters to you, you can also get stuff like this. I forget where I got this one at. The Northern Catch Wild Alaskan Pink Salmon, which is also a pretty solid brand. They have a little bit of different flavor in the two. You can definitely hence that, and the label densities or the nutrition densities are going to be different in regards to them. But they're very, very similar. One may have more salt than the other one, but this is going to be my number 4. I think I'm at number 4, right, folks? Is salmon. Salmon is just the omega-3s inside there. It has the healthy fats in there, a high, caloric when it comes to protein and whatnot. And let's kind of stick with the ocean theme here and move on to the next one, which is going to be my number 5. So my number 5 is going to be tuna, specifically canned tuna. Now, tuna, God, folks, here there's going to be a lot of controversy with this because this is canned tuna, as you can see, in water. Now, some people prefer canned tuna in oil because it has a higher caloric density and it has a lot more of the healthy fats and whatnot in there. I think each one of these cans hold about 20 grams of protein inside of them. Now, there's pros and cons to either or. Again, the stuff that's in oil won't last as long because the oil can go bad and get rancid in your pantry. So depending if it's like something that you're kind of rotating on a first in, first out basis, then that is an option. But when it comes to something that you want to keep long term, outside of, let's say, a couple of years or so, something in water is going to last you a lot longer. You're still going to get protein in it. And that's just my prefer. I do have canned tuna in oil that is in my working pantry, as I like to call it. Some of this stuff kind of sits for quite some time in my pantry. But let me know down in the comments, do you prefer tuna in water, tuna in oil? Do you do like myself and have a bit of both inside there? In regards to stocking up on tuna, some people may not like the fishy flavor of tuna in general, just like the salmon. So some people have different takes on the types of food that they're going to store. So there's a lot of other meats out there that you can choose from. Just to kind of give you an iteration of Keystone, specifically because they focus on canned proteins and meats and whatnot. Like I said, you have the ground beef, the pork, the chicken, the beef, and the turkey. Those are some of the offerings that they have, and that's kind of why I choose them, because they're very specific. And again, all you're getting is meat and salt inside there. Some people do have some salt issues and whatnot. But folks, when it comes down to it in long-term food storage, you want to stock lots of protein in case that there's an emergency happens to present itself. Protein is going to kind of keep you going. And there's, like I said, depending if you want something lower in fat or higher in fat, you have some options here with different canned meats and whatnot. So choose wisely and think about what you think is going to work for best for you and your family, because again, everybody's dietary restrictions are different, as well as people's palates and what they like and their flavors. But you should always think about, what are you going to do with, let's say, this pork or this beef or this chicken or whatnot, some of the options that you're going to have in regards to recipes and meal ideas for you and your family. So anyways, folks, these are some of my favorite canned meats to store in my food pantry. Let me know your thoughts. And what brands do you prefer? Have you tried any of the brands that you see here? And kind of stuff like that. Hopefully you got some sort of value out of this video, but let's go back to me and wrap this video up. All right, folks, so that concludes this video. Again, I hope that I get to hear from you guys in regards to what is your favorite meat that I might have shown. Do you like chicken? Do you like pork? Do you like the turkey? Do you like, salmon, mackerel? tuna. You know, what is your favorite specifics on that and why? Hopefully some of you guys out there may have, you know, picked up some helpful information in regards to this video, because I kind of go a little bit more into detail than most folks do in regards to just showing you a can and then moving on to the next, because I like to add some sort of context to why I do the things that I do. Outside of that, folks, if you got any value out of this video, hit that thumbs up button, which would be truly appreciated. And if you're new here, take the time to subscribe. And if you want to see some of my pantry hauls in regards to the foods that I do stock in my prepper pantry, let's say, click on that video above. There's a playlist there, and you can check that out and see some of the stuff I get. And folks, we have a huge, big pantry haul coming down the pipe. Look forward to reading your comments on that video as well. Outside of that, remember, folks, you are not alone. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. God bless every single one of you folks out there. And this is GreyMan, and I'm out. I'll catch you guys on the rebound.